Imagine starting every morning with 3 cups of coffee, thinking it's just a harmless jumpstart to your day, but inside your brain, a silent chain reaction is already unfolding. Within 45 minutes, caffeine floods your system like a false sunrise, blocking the chemicals that normally tell you it's time to rest. Your heart speeds up, your dopamine rises, and you feel charged, almost like someone turned your mind into a high-voltage machine. But your body isn't fooled for long. It begins adding more adenosine receptors, a quiet counterattack that makes each cup feel a little weaker. That's when the hidden costs appear. Midday crashes, restless nights, and a creeping dependence you barely notice until it's too late. The real question is what 30 straight days of this routine will do to you. Drinking 3 cups a day might feel harmless, but over time it quietly reshapes your brain chemistry and your sleep cycle. Research shows caffeine alters adenosine receptors and suppresses melatonin, slowly shifting your nights without warning. It's like running on a battery that looks full on the outside but drains faster every week. If you've felt wired, anxious, or strangely exhausted, you're not imagining it. Today we'll break down what really happens in those first days and what improves when you finally cut back. During the first 3 days, 3 cups of coffee a day hit your system like a mini morning rescue team kicking down the door shouting, "We've got this!" Within about 45 minutes, caffeine spreads through your bloodstream and slips into your brain like a smooth-talking guest who somehow gets into every party. Once inside, it blocks adenosine, the molecule that gently taps your shoulder and says, "Hey, maybe slow down." With that signal muted, your brain responds by turning up dopamine and norepinephrine, giving you a clean, bright surge of focus that feels almost suspiciously powerful for this early in the day. Science backs this up. Studies in the Journal of Clinical Psychopharmacology show caffeine improves reaction time, mood, and alertness within the first hour. So no, you're not naturally productive today. That's biochemistry doing all the heavy lifting. People usually notice 3 big changes in this phase. First, your thoughts suddenly line up, like someone finally installed traffic lights inside your brain. Second, your appetite drops, and lunch becomes a vague concept rather than a real need. Third, your mood gets a soft boost, the kind that makes you believe you can solve problems you avoided for weeks. But here's the part you don't feel yet. This isn't new energy. It's energy on loan. Caffeine is basically putting duct tape over your brain's low-power warning. You keep moving, but the tank is still emptying behind the scenes. Value, enjoy this early burst, it's real and it's useful. Just remember, this is the honeymoon phase. Your brain is already preparing its next move. From day 4 to day 10, your brain starts to realize this coffee habit isn't a one-time emergency fix, it's your new normal. And your brain hates being pushed around, so it quietly changes the rules. The main trick it uses is simple but powerful. It builds more adenosine receptors, like adding extra doors, so the "we're tired" signal can still walk in, even with caffeine trying to block the entrance. Science backing. Studies in pharmacology, biochemistry, and behavior show that regular caffeine use can lead to an increase in adenosine receptors in less than a week. In plain English, your brain adapts fast, and it always tries to get back to balance. In real life, this is when your first cup doesn't feel as magical. You drink it, you wake up a bit, but that clean wow effect from the early days isn't as strong. The second cup sneaks in earlier, maybe late morning instead of early afternoon. By the third cup, you're focused, but there's a small edge of tension, like your body is saying, "We're pushing it, but okay." You might notice a strange combo. Your mind is alert, but your body feels a little drained. It's like your brain is driving in the fast lane while your body is still in the parking lot looking for the keys. Afternoon crashes can start to creep back in, even though you're drinking the same amount as before. Short term, you're still getting work done, you still feel on, but something subtle has changed. 3 cups no longer give you extra power. They just bring you back to your new baseline. Value. This phase is the quiet warning sign. Coffee hasn't turned on you, but your brain is no longer playing along for free. From day 11 to day 20, the caffeine story stops being about energy and starts being about sleep, your real energy budget. At this point, 3 cups a day act like a background soundtrack your brain can't fully turn off. Even if you feel calm, caffeine is still circulating through your system with a half-life of 5 to 6 hours. That means the cup you enjoyed at 1 p.m. is still hanging around at bedtime like a guest who doesn't understand social cues. Science backs this up. A study in sleep medicine found that caffeine taken even 6 hours before bed can cut your total sleep by more than an hour. Another study from Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine shows it reduces slow-wave sleep, the deep restorative phase where your brain clears waste proteins, organizes memories, and resets your emotional circuits. Losing deep sleep is like closing your laptop without saving the file. You wake up, but something feels incomplete. In real life, this phase feels confusing because you're sleeping yet not resting. You might fall asleep quickly, only to wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. with your brain acting like it accidentally opened 15 tabs. You might dream less, toss more, and wake up feeling like your battery charged to only 70%, no matter how long you stayed in bed. Some people even report sleep inertia, that heavy, slow, oatmeal brain feeling that follows you into the morning. The tricky part? You may not blame coffee at all. You think, I'm stressed, or maybe I'm just getting older. But the biology is simple. Caffeine delays melatonin release, and your circadian rhythm gets gently pushed out of alignment, like your body clock is running a few minutes late every day until suddenly it's an hour off. And this is where the loop tightens. You wake up tired, you drink more coffee, caffeine ruins sleep again, repeat. It's the energy version of trying to plug a leak with a paper towel. Short term, you can still power through. Caffeine covers the cracks remarkably well. But underneath that smooth surface, your natural energy rhythm, the one you're supposed to rely on, is slowly slipping out of sync. Value. This phase teaches the most important truth of the entire month. You don't feel tired because you need more coffee. You feel tired because your body needs quieter nights, not louder days. From day 21 to day 30, 3 cups of coffee a day stop acting like a productivity trick and start behaving more like a full-time co-pilot in your nervous system. At this point, caffeine isn't just waking you up, it's shaping your hormones, your heart rate, and even your metabolism. Every cup triggers a mild spike in adrenaline, like tapping your body's internal go button, even when you're just answering emails. Science backing, research from the American Heart Association shows caffeine can temporarily raise blood pressure and increase heart rate, especially in people who metabolize it slowly. Meanwhile, studies on thermogenesis reveal that caffeine slightly boosts calorie burn, but only by a small margin. Think a few extra M&Ms, not a whole workout. In real life, this phase brings mixed signals. Some people feel energetic and clear, as if coffee is still their reliable sidekick. Others experience a faster heartbeat during stressful moments, a little hand tremor, or a warm buzzing sensation that doesn't feel like confidence. It feels like the body is idling too high. Digestion may also start to change. More stomach acid, quicker bowel movements, or that classic coffee belly moment where your gut says, "We need a meeting now." Weight can shift slightly, too. If you drink it black, you might notice a stable or even lower weight thanks to appetite reduction. But if you add sugar, cream, syrups, or those little treats from the cafe, the calorie equation flips fast. 3 cups can secretly become dessert in disguise. And then there's mood. Caffeine still boosts dopamine, but cortisol is also in the mix now. On busy days, the combo feels like drive and motivation. On anxious days, it feels like your thoughts are shifting into fast forward without your permission. Short term, you're functioning, you're still productive. But long term, the question becomes less about whether coffee works and more about whether it's running your system a little too hot. Value. This phase reminds you that caffeine is powerful, helpful, and completely capable of pushing your body past its natural settings. The goal isn't to quit. It's to notice when the balance starts tipping. When you finally stop drinking 3 cups a day, your body doesn't quietly say, "Thank you." It files a complaint. This is the moment your brain reveals just how well it adapted over the past month. Remember all those extra adenosine receptors it built? Now they're sitting there wide open with nothing to block them. The result hits fast, a wave of tiredness that feels like someone unplugged you from the wall. Science check. The World Health Organization officially recognizes caffeine withdrawal as a real syndrome, complete with headaches, fatigue, irritability, trouble concentrating, and even flu-like symptoms. These happen because your blood vessels, which caffeine normally keeps tightened, suddenly relax and widen. That expansion is what creates the classic caffeine withdrawal headache. Day 1 to day 3 is usually the roughest. Your energy drops, your focus gets fuzzy, and your mood can slide into "don't talk to me" territory. It's not weakness, it's chemistry. Your brain is recalibrating after running on borrowed stimulation. By day 4 to day 7, things start to shift. Sleep becomes deeper, your mornings feel steadier, and your mood gets less chaotic. Many people say, "I didn't realize how loud my body felt until it finally got quiet." That's not poetic, it's literally your nervous system settling down. And after a week, this is where the reset takes hold. Your natural energy comes back online. Your focus feels smoother, not forced. Even your heart rate variability, a marker of stress resilience, can improve once caffeine pressure drops. The surprising twist is that many people feel more awake without caffeine than they did with 3 cups a day. Why? Because their energy stops swinging between spikes and crashes. It finally becomes stable. Value. This phase proves an important truth. Your body isn't addicted to feeling good, it's addicted to balance. And when you give it a break, it knows exactly how to find its way home. Drinking 3 cups a day isn't good or bad on its own. It all depends on how your body responds. Coffee can lift your focus and mood, but it can also nudge your sleep, stress, and energy if you rely on it too much. You don't have to give it up, you just need to use it with intention. Pay attention to how you feel, how you sleep, and when you actually need that next cup. Even small changes, like shifting timing or cutting one serving, can steady your whole day. If this breakdown helped you understand your own habits, share your experience below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and pass this video to someone who might be overdoing it without realizing.